The street was unusually quiet that morning. A stray dog walked slowly down the empty road, his paws tired, his fur dusty from another long night outside. The sun had just started to rise, painting the sky in soft orange colors. The dog wasn't in a hurry. He never was. Life had taught him to move carefully, to stay alert, to survive. As he walked past a row of closed shops, something stopped him. A sound, a faint, trembling sound. Meow, meow. The dog froze. He lifted his head and listened closely. At first, he thought it might be his imagination. The city was full of noises. But then he heard it again, weak, scared, and desperate. The dog turned left, then right. Meow. His ears perked up. The sound wasn't coming from the street. It was coming from somewhere below. He walked slowly along the sidewalk, sniffing the air, following the cry. With every step, the sound grew clearer and more painful. Then he saw it, a narrow gutter beside the road. The dog leaned forward and looked down. Inside the dark gutter, barely visible, was a small kitten. Her fur was soaked, her tiny body shaking. One of her legs was stuck between broken concrete pieces. She was crying for help, exhausted, terrified, and alone. The dog's eyes widened. He didn't bark. He didn't run away. He stayed. Carefully, he placed his paws near the edge and lowered his head. The kitten looked up at him, fear flashing across her face, but she was too weak to move. The dog gently tried to pull her out with his mouth, but the space was too tight. He stopped, thought, then tried again, this time pushing the broken concrete with his paws. It hurt his nails, but he didn't stop. After several painful attempts, the stone loosened. With one final push, the kitten was free. The dog carefully grabbed her by the scruff of her neck and lifted her out of the gutter, placing her gently on the road. The kitten collapsed. She wasn't moving. The dog panicked. He nudged her with his nose. Nothing.
Hello there, little
Then
one.
suddenly, meow, a soft sound. She was alive. At that moment, footsteps echoed down the street. A man and a woman came running toward them. "Oh my God," the woman gasped. "That's our cat." They rushed forward, kneeling beside the kitten. The man looked at the dog, shocked. Did you save her?" he whispered. The dog stepped back, unsure. The woman gently lifted the kitten. "She fell into the gutter last night. We've been searching everywhere." The kitten whimpered in pain. "She's injured," the man said sternly. "We need to take her to the hospital, now." The woman looked at the dog. He saved her life. The dog watched quietly as they stood up, panic and gratitude mixed on their faces. Without hesitation, the dog followed them. They didn't stop him. At the veterinary hospital, bright lights and strange smells filled the air. The dog sat outside the examination room, refusing to leave. His eyes stayed locked on the door. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, the doctor came out. "She has a fractured leg, but she brought her in time. She's gonna be okay." The woman let out a shaky breath and smiled through tears. The dog's tail wagged softly. Later that evening, they brought the kitten home. She was wrapped in a small blanket, her leg bandaged, her eyes half closed. The dog followed them inside. "You can stay," the man said gently. "She trusts you." They laid the kitten on a soft cushion. The dog lay beside her, protecting her, his body curved around hers like a shield. That night, for the first time in a long time, the dog slept without fear. Days passed. The dog took care of the kitten like family. He stayed close, warming her, watching over her while she slept. Whenever she cried, he was there. The family watched in amazement. He's not just a stray, he's her guardian. One morning, after the kitten had finally fallen into a deep, peaceful sleep, the dog quietly stood up. He walked out of the house. The city felt different now, lighter. The dog walked until the buildings disappeared and the sound of waves filled the air. The sea. He stood at the shore, watching the water crash against the rocks. Fishermen were nearby, struggling to pull in a heavy fishing net. Something was wrong. The dog noticed movement in the water. A massive fish was tangled in plastic and rope, thrashing violently near the shore. The fisherman shouted, trying to help, but the waves were too strong. Without thinking, the dog ran. He leapt into the water, fighting against the cold and the current. The rope cut into his body, but he kept swimming. The fish was panicking. The dog grabbed the rope with his teeth and pulled hard. The waves slammed into him again and again, but he didn't let go. Finally, the rope snapped free. The fish broke loose, splashing wildly before swimming back into the deep blue ocean. The fishermen stood frozen. Then one of them shouted, "That dog just saved it!" The dog struggled back to shore, exhausted, but alive. As he lay on the sand, breathing heavily, the sun dipped low in the sky. Back at home, the kitten opened her eyes. "Meow," she meowed softly. Outside, a hero walked quietly through the world, never asking for thanks, never knowing the lives he changed. Because sometimes the purest hearts belong to those who can't speak at all.